Hello, everyone, and welcome to Block Party number 113. This is our 113th 24-hour collective intelligence block party. And we're fortunate to be joined by Dr. Silas Rouse. Silas, brother, we love you. Tell us what's new and good.
Thank you, Jamin. Thank you for hosting this week after week. 113, that's more than 2 years. Yeah, amazing things have been happening this week. We have the Sikh temples in New Delhi have agreed to feed everyone in New Delhi on World Food Healers Day.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That is so cool.
Yeah, so they are calculating, how many rotis they have to make and how many, and there's lots of gurudwaras around. So they're making it. So they have a menu they've come up with, which is rotis, dal, sabji, and salad. That's what they're going to be making.
Now, may I ask, Silas, what is the percentage of folks in New Delhi, say, who are Sikh as opposed to Hindu, as opposed to other major religions? I'm just curious.
I don't have the breakdown in New Delhi. New Delhi tends to be, metropolis. It's a metropolis and it has lots of different people.
Sure.
But there are plenty of Sikh temples.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very close to Punjab, right? So there are plenty of Sikh temples, gurudwaras, they call them. Gotcha. And the Sikhs have this this tradition of hospitality, of feeding everyone who come to the temple. And so they jumped on board with the idea of World Food Healers Day. Karmik Buzz is the person who connected with them, and she said, once I get this sorted out in New Delhi, then I'm going to go after every city in India.
Oh, my goodness.
She's amazing. She's amazing the way she's going about this.
Wow, Silas, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so it is taking shape. We also spoke to the personal assistant for Mayor Eric Adams in New York City. Mm-hmm. And so we are going to approach Mayor Adams to issue a proclamation in support of World Food Healers Day from the city of New York.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so they've agreed to do that. At least his assistant has agreed to do that.
That is huge, Silas.
Yeah, it is huge.
Goodness. Now, let me just give an update for those who haven't heard. World Food Healers Day will be November 19th of this year, and it's the third Saturday in November. And what we've been doing in Santa Monica, our big events have been on the third Saturday of every month, with minor exceptions. Like, for example, we're postponing this next one to 3rd of July, so we can be there on 4th of July weekend in Santa Monica. And yeah, oh my goodness, wonderful, Silas. Back to you, Silas. Thank you. Super cool.
Yeah, and then I don't know if I told you last Friday, was it? Yeah, I think it was last Friday. I got invited to come to India and inaugurate the opening of a new vegan university. A vegan university.
Is that University of the Future, or is that a different one?
Huh?
Is that University of the Future or a different university?
Same, University of the Future. They call it the Jiva Karuna Vegan University.
Wow.
Okay, we have land. So we have about 70 acres of land in Ooty. This is near Coimbatore. But basically we're working out now the curriculum for K through 12 education basically, for high school and for medical school, veterinary school, engineering school. How do you create a university where you're closing the loop on everything and we don't have to experiment on animals for anything, right?
Oh, and food could be free at the university.
Yeah, exactly. Food can be free. Healthy food is free.
For students and guests, and then the guests can be people from all over the community who just come, because that way the students learn. The first thing we do is feed everybody. All right. Because that becomes the basis for the new economy, is everyone eating plant-based food for free. Boom. You start from there, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So they've invited a number of university vice chancellors and cabinet ministers from India, state cabinet ministers. They'll be coming. He's expecting over 1,000 people. It's going to be held at the KPR Institute of Technology in Coimbatore, which is the largest engineering college in Coimbatore, which is a city in Tamil Nadu. I think it's the second or third largest city in Tamil Nadu, state of Tamil Nadu in India. So I've already bought tickets. I'm going there on July 9th. The event is from July 14th through 16th. Hi, Dolly. And I'll see you there, Dolly, in August.
Yes, super excited.
Yeah, me too. And they asked if Kimaya could come to inaugurate this. Basically, tell the adults what she expects to see in a new world, in the vegan world that she wants. So they invited her to come and talk about how this happened. How did she demand that I do my job? All the story of the Pinky Promise. So her mother is coming as well, Kimaya's mom. And so they will be the chief guest on the 16th of July. And so then Kimaya is going to get an award. We'll probably have a Kimaya School of Sustainability in the university. And anyway, so we're talking about all that, right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And you know what, Stylish? We're basically kicking off our tour of Ireland at right around the same time. We might have our first press conference on the 17th. So I'd like to invite you and Kimaya to be guest speakers at both of our press conferences in Cork and Dublin. And you can play clips from the event, whatever. Let's make sure we coordinate that relatively tightly, because that's going to be a huge draw. Wow.
The 17th we'll be on a train coming from Coimbatore to Chennai, but we should reach Chennai by the afternoon, which will be 17th morning for you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
So
we'll get that all scheduled.
Yeah, please. And I mean, they are flying back on 17th night, so 18th morning they'll be flying back.
Okay. So
we only got 1 week off, so it's
right. Okay, so we'll just plan it very, very carefully.
Yeah.
Very good. Wow.
Well, the best way to do that would be, I suppose, Silas, when you have figure out your timetable properly, and you could be able to say, I can allocate, these 2 hours or this hour on this day and this hour on this day, because we'll be having the first press conference in Cork, and obviously we won't be having the next one the next day, because by the time we get to Dublin and set up and everything else, wherever we're having. So I would say it'd be 2 days later. So if you kind of figure out, I have this slot at, European time, on one day, and 2 days later, I have this hour slot, and we can try and figure the press conferences for those particular times then to suit you. Like.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll and once I get the train timings, I'll let you know exactly when we'll be back home in Chennai, so we can be on the press conference.
Perfect. Yeah. Thanks. Cheers. And congratulations for all your great news, Silas, and congratulations to Kimaya as well.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that it's all happening, at this time, because this is the time, right? So I'm speaking to an engineering firm on Sunday night and Monday morning. It's actually the largest engineering diesel manufacturers in the world. Diesel and electric motors, what they do. It's called Cummins. Cummins, yeah. You know about Cummins, right?
Oh my goodness. No. On half of the diesel trucks you see on the road, it says Cummins diesel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they asked me to deliver their environment keynote this year. Last year they had a professor from ASU apparently. And so I'm speaking to the company, and it'll be 2 sessions, one on Sunday night for the people in China and one on Monday morning. And basically I'm making the case that we are all in We are all engineers, whether we like it or not. We
Yeah.
are all engineering the climate of the planet, every one of us. And I say, if you're breathing, you're contributing one
Yeah.
way or the other.
Wow.
So, and then, then talk about how would you run an engineering project, which is climate healing is an engineering project. So how would you run that? And hopefully, they'll understand what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness, of course. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Commons is actually an old Irish name. So
All right. Woo.
This is awesome.
it's translated from the old Cummines. So Cummines to Cummins.
I'm gonna step out and say something. Speaking of the connections between Ireland and India, the colors of the flag are identical, right? The emblem in the middle is whatever it is. That's different, of course, but the colors are identical. And the population of India is over 200 times the population of Ireland. So you got tiny little Ireland and giant India, right? But with, I would say, some pretty amazing commonalities under the surface. Both have an amazing conversational culture, right? Both were, colonized by the same bad guys.
No bad guys.
All right. Anyway, but even though I wouldn't say this beyond this group, but you got the whole enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. So there's there's natural affinities abound, and at the same time that you're leading these truly revolutionary actions in India, we're doing the parallel revolutionary actions in Ireland. And I can just see the media putting the two flags side by side so that people almost do like a double take, right? Whoa, what's going on? Ireland, India, it's actually not too often that you hear both mentioned in the same breath, right? And but again, because of what you're doing is so revolutionary there, and what we're doing in Ireland is so revolutionary, I'd say the more connections we can create between the two, the more people are just going to be like, whoa,
Yeah, basically we are talking about not just having a university in India, but also have an accreditation process for accrediting other universities, to be climate healers certified, so to speak.
Yeah. And you know what? It just occurred to me. So Sailesh is a graduate of IIT in India, which is, it's basically the MIT of India, except on a much larger scale. They have multiple campuses, Indian Institute of Technology. And as a graduate of IIT, it just occurred to me that you could have a new campaign called "This Is It." This is it, right? And basically transforming IIT to the new IIT, right? Re-engineering the world. This is it, re-engineering the world, right?
Yeah.
Because up until now, it's been, hey, we're really great at technology. Where do we go make money, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, all right, this is it, because this is it. I mean, we have reached the end of the old world. So it's basically, it's kind of like now or never kind of thing. And how cool that, a new university, the University for the Future, could be, engaging with IIT in very formal ways as well as informal ways, right? And acknowledging their great technological prowess and saying, okay, now let's use this prowess in the right ways. It's time for a conversation, right? Let's do it.
Yeah, we are talking about changing the 3 R's, the reading, writing, arithmetic, to the 4 M's, which is music, meditation, mathematics, and Mother Earth.
Oh my goodness.
That's what
Perfect.
Thank you, Tammy. Yeah.
And M is a really sacred letter too, isn't it? Like Zach Bush talks about the M being anyways, M's a very sacred letter.
It is. It's the end of Om.
Wow.
So that's how we are. I mean, I have my brother's working on the curriculum because he did education, master's in education. So because they asked if I would, when I come there in July, that I would have at least the rudimentary curriculum for K through 12 that they could go present. Even the idea of K through 12 is going to go away. It's child-centric, meaning the child decides what they want to learn, and then the child decides where they want to fit, right? So.
Wow.
Because right now we are all being sort of funneled into this assembly line. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, etc. Right? It's an industrial assembly line.
That's right. We are being herded.
Exactly.
Just like the animals, except they're being herded to their death. We're being herded to a slower death.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to share a little story of when we're working on different study groups with Vegan World 2026, and it was a small group of 3 people in the future of education group, and Sailesh joined one day and just made a little comment that is like kind of shaken me to the core, because I'm the son of 2 school teachers, grade 2 and grade 5, now retired, but kind of grown up in this education system. Sailesh said, well, the current education system is a device of the industrial age to sort out the good workers from the bad workers. It's not for the people, other than to train your skills to serve the master. You don't think of them as the master, but you need to get the boss to get your paycheck and earn your living in this world. This whole framework is designed for the industrialists of the industrial age. We don't live in that age anymore, so these systems are obsolete. Oh my God, it's true. It's so clearly true. It's something that, fundamentally you always knew it, but until somebody says it, it doesn't really have any toehold. And now I just thought, well, what other systems are obsolete? Oh my God, all of them are. All of them have to change. And that's not bad news. I mean, collapsing systems is scary, but the opportunity to create the systems that we've always wanted. We already use the rhetoric of no child left behind, right? Our system's designed to leave them all behind, except for the ones that are, these are good workers. These are management material.
Yeah.
These are captains of industry. Everybody else can just go home. You don't have the tools it takes to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You're left behind.
Totally. And also, let's not forget, Ray, in addition to management, you also have specialty professions where they are celebrated because they get to take everyone's life savings at their moment of maximum crisis. Lawyers and doctors. Oh, you're in a big mess? Sweet. Here's a $500,000 medical bill. Thank you to the capitalist medical industrial complex. Or, oh, you had a misfortune and now you're in conflict with somebody. Heaven forbid we should resolve that conflict peacefully. Let's get in there and fight it out, and the lawyers take all the money. So they become kind of these high priests of fleecing victims of misfortune of all their money. I mean, it's and that's celebrated. Oh, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer. Oh, you could be a CEO of a big corporation. You could be the manager of a slaughterhouse with 3,000 employees murdering 36,000 pigs a day. That's great. That's how upside down and backwards. And so, the big thing about it is redesigning society. See, we've kind of, you could make the argument that we've defaulted into this, civilization, that we've defaulted. Why? Because, well, we want to have more kids, therefore we need more food, therefore we need to have the agricultural revolution and enslave animals and all that. It's not efficient to go chasing them around with a club, cordon them off, have thousands of them and all that. So this idea that civilization can be designed, I'd say, is a relatively new one. right? The prevailing wisdom is, hey, this is the way it is, right? Versus this is the way it can be. Well, let's redesign it. That's what engineers do. They design stuff that works. Well, what are the design criteria? Let's talk about it. Hence, it's time for a conversation. Hence, Ireland, right? And what we're doing there. Hence, India, what we're doing there. And so, you know, and the India Ireland International Summit, right? Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Kind of reminds me of a conversation we had about the nonlinear nature of transitions. Like the vegan revolution is going to happen really fast. It's not a linear thing that we're just going to tell two friends and so on and so on. There's going to be systemic changes. Just stopping subsidizing meat would would be the fait accompli that the coup de grace, other French and Latin words, that transition happens so quickly once you change from the idea of veganism, oh my God, that's awful, to veganism, oh my God, that's amazing. You know, so many solutions built into this one thing. And so many people are so desperately opposed to it. Somebody just posted about a book that was, you know, the plant-based revolution is awful. The great plant-based con.
Ray, after all these years, it turns out you're a con artist. Who knew?
Somebody posted this on one of the Signal channels, but I just read the website. Look beyond the simple plant-based messaging and polarized arguments that discover bullet point 1, how diet that exclude animal foods can damage your health. How big food and big pharma profit when you eat more plants. Why a rich and powerful church wants to take meat off your plate. Church? How scientific studies can distort the evidence in favor of plant-based diets. How the media often acts as a plant-based advocate rather than reporters. What is the concept of when you are aware of all your own sins and you blame your opposition, you blame your opponent for exactly what you're doing? There's a concept for it, and
Like
this
transference or something like that. Yeah, there's some psychological term for that.
Trumpism.
Trumpism. There we go. Okay, got it.
That did occur, right?
By the way, Jamin, I haven't heard back from the Navajo leader.
Okay.
So I would suggest that, and I talked to Keegan, and Keegan said that she hasn't replied to his emails in a while either.
Okay.
So I would suggest getting Dr. Camila Perusello. I interviewed her on Tuesday.
Okay.
She wrote a book called Food for Thought. She's a Brazilian food scientist, food engineer, and she is in Ireland right
Oh
now.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's an amazing book she wrote. It's called Food for Thought. Basically, you know, it details. She has over 800 references in the book. Okay, so.
Wow.
I'll introduce you to her so that you can include her in your plans.
Oh goodness, thank you, Silas. Absolutely. Wow. And Sarah has her hand up. Go ahead, Sarah, sister.
Yeah, just adding to what Dr. Rao was just saying, I put that in the chat, food for thought, earlier, because when he was talking about being in India, I thought maybe part of the curriculum in new engineering schools could be the food engineering program, because she wrote that book, and I think it's just great. And she's in Ireland, like you said. I tagged you in I know you're having to do family stuff, but I tagged you in the video, the live stream. Dr. Rao interviewed her, and so it's on Facebook Live. You can watch it at your leisure. We can watch it later during the SRM. I mean, you just whatever. But it's incredible. This author, this lady, Camille, she's just incredible. I was blown away. And I thought, wow, this is a perfect opportunity for Jamin and his group to get this person, because she can explain. If you talk to her about SRM, you guys could really get together in Ireland. Thank you.
Awesome. No, I'd love to have her at the press conference. James, subject to James's approval, of course. I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah, sounds perfect. I missed her name there. Sorry, Silas. What did you say her name was, Silas?
Her name is Dr. Camilla Perusello.
Camilla Perusello.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Thanks.
Regina and I are gonna go to the gym now before it gets too late.
All right, Mariah, Regina, thank you so much for being here, ladies. Thank you. Thank you.
But it was really nice meeting everyone, and I'm excited to hear more about everything.
Great,
So.
great. Well, come back anytime, ladies. Anytime. We'd love to see you here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good time at the gym. We'll be in touch.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye.
All right, more Shively's in the house. Awesome.
Yeah, I have to get going as well. Thank you all for this opportunity, as always.
Oh, goodness.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Silas. Thank you. Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, everyone, for your work. And I got to get going too.
All right, Tammy, sister, great to see you. I was just going to mention, Silas, you're just on this exponential tear. You know, it's like, yeah, we got City of New Delhi, they're covered, and, you know, biggest engine company in the world. Just boom, boom, boom.
I'm just knocking them down like dominoes.
I know. Yeah.
It happened.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for all your support, guys.
Oh,
This is
goodness.
amazing.
Well, see, it's something we're all doing together, just
Yeah, exactly.
like we're doing now, India, Ireland, it's all of us together.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
La unión hace la fuerza. The unity makes the power, the strength.
There you go.
Awesome. Have a great day, Silas. Come back anytime. We'll be here. You know where to find us. All right. And Marco, shoot, this is like the longest 3 minutes of my life. I'm going to go ahead and pause recording just so we can have a little check in.